As we say hello from the virtual Talladega Superspeedway here for week 14 of the iSNF Cup Series, as we have started our chase here for season 11. We welcome you back here to Talladega Superspeedway for some draft racing here, iSNF Cup Series. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for here. Awesome race to call up here. Obviously, the draft tracks are very tall. Get it done tonight here from Talladega Super Speedway. Go down trackside. Take a look at some of your fastest drivers out on track. Right now, it looks like right now, Ronald Hall. I think he's making his first start here in the iSNF Cup Series. Look at his stats right here. Look at that. First start here. iSNF Cup Series. Top of the boards. So, really cool to see the 44 out here at New York. Out in front. Don't get to see that a whole lot there. Yeah, Florida native. Top of the boards here in practice. Rookie Wyatt Roberts also here up inside the top 5. His second start here in the iSNF Cup Series. And last week filling in Frank DeAngelis. A pretty good run for him. I think ran up inside the top 5. I think finished up inside the top 5 as well for Wyatt last week at 7. Now up here filling in for Mike Iskandar. The 1, he's up inside the top 4. Currently 4th quickest with that 50.5. Obviously, the lap time is a lot here in practice when it comes to the iSNF Cup Series. Obviously, Speedway, most of these laps are going to be just based off of if you can get into a good pack. I saw Wyatt leading practice a little bit earlier before we jumped on here, live and ready to go here. So, obviously, you know, when we talk about Talladega, we're going to see some guys who tend to always run pretty well here at these super speedways. There's just guys who are comfortable being up front, comfortable leading or pushing or being that third car in line, even those lines going. Some guys who are tending to struggle here at the super speedways just because, you know, brutally honestly, some guys just don't want to be up front. And at the end of the day, unless there's a big one at the end of the race, you have to be up front if you want to race for a win tonight. That's all there is to it. You know, and with the way the chase is, you know, you can't afford to have one bad race here at Talladega on winning championship. Guys who are in the final 12, outside of maybe Rhea Ferris, we knew Rhea wasn't going to be able to make all the chase races with her new job there in Alaska, with the internet being spotty at best there. We knew that she was basically going to be back there in P16 points, and it just fit there. Obviously, she can't make it. Joey Berge will fill for her tonight. Another fill-in for tonight's race, the 43 from Martin Roberg. He usually drives that 43 machine. Early missed the playoff, missed the chase. This season, my apologies. Well, I don't see the 43 in the session 5 minutes ago, but Anthony Cook Jr., his rookie debut was supposed to almost that 43. But I don't see the 43 on track. I don't even see the 43 in the session yet. So we'll have to see how that all plays about. But while we get the opportunity to, let's go ahead and take a look at our points coming into tonight's race here. We still are, you know, closing down on the championship battle here. We'll go ahead and take a look at your points coming into Talladega. Thomas Flynn comes in here top of the boards here. Obviously a good race last week from Kansas. I believe got another podium finish. That 24 just keeps rattling them off. Chris Otto won last week at Kansas. He catapults himself up in the P. Right behind his Hendrick Motorsport teammates, Justin Johnson. I think still got 3 there. He'll drop back to third though, because second place points. I think Chris Otto won a stage as well. I think Justin Johnson also won a stage. So very interesting to see. But obviously Thomas with that 15-point advantage is really put onto this race lead. Will Austin back there in P4. already almost 50 points out. So I would say everybody else back, really fourth on back, really has to start to put together some good finishes and hope that these front four start to have a couple of bad races here. See Mark Gonzalez back there in 5, his teammate Cody Meadows in the Penske 12 back there in 6. Charles Roberson, Joey Maines back there in P8. Greg missed a couple races. He's back there in P9. Steve here P10. Nicholas Johnson had a bad Kansas, got caught up in a couple incidences, as well as Jason Steptoe. Jeff Farmer back there in P13, ending out their last 3 here in the playoffs. So that's really the only people we're going to really focus on for the rest of the season. Gabe Ledger, Parker Strander, Rhea Ferris. Obviously, Rhea not showing up tonight in that number 21 Wood Brothers machine. Joey Berge fills in for her as she gets adjusted to her new job there in Alaska. We wish her the best of luck, obviously, but she will not be making tonight's race here from Kansas. I mean, from Talladega, my apologies. Go back on track here to show you fastest drivers out on track right now. Go ahead and try to see if we can grab a pack of cars. Go a little car pack and see that pack led by the 21 of Berge, 34 right there, the 71, 16. Not very put together right now, but I shouldn't really have to explain how drafting works as much as I should, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it just for the fans at home. But you're gonna have the leader of this pack. Basically going to be, handling or just basically getting, physically pushed down the straight for the whole track, really. The only time you're really going to see guys lift is when the temps get hot. And because we're so packed together, there's not really a lot of clean air that goes on the front of these cars, on the front of these, these cars can't overheat. I mean, that's exactly what you saw there with the 34 pull out of line there. Going will now leave this line here. Got Chris Bishop back there, 71, but you'll just see these guys basically just all stuck together. Throughout the race here, we might see a couple of packs spread out for the checkup. We can see, even like a 20-car separation here, where like a pack of cars will lose the lead draft and we'll have to, get together. Most ideally, run single file to get back up to the lead pack. But it's going to be like this all race, everybody up on top of each other. I feel like everybody should know that here coming into Talladega, but for anybody that's new, watching the broadcast for the first time, thought we'd always share that information with you guys. But Superspeedway racing, very unique here in these next-gen cars. A minute left in practice. Everybody trying to find their way through. Wyatt Roberts jumps back up the first top of the board here in practice, and then number 1 Trackhouse mission was leading practice. Got beat out by the 44 of Ronald Hall. Ronald now back in 5. Gonna be Wyatt Roberts, Chris Adam, Nick Johnson, got Trusty 51. Got 4 is that little 4-car pack. Able just to get a little bit of a better lap time in practice. Obviously, practice doesn't really mean a whole lot. The only thing you're going to see in practice, maybe some guys working with each other, trying to just see what they can trust here in the race. But the time ticking down slowly here in practice. I don't really see anybody breaking that Wyatt Roberts record here. Ready to get into qualifying here from Talladega Superspeedway. And in my opinion, Talladega is going to mean a lot more than it has in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see who can set a fast lap time here to get ready to head into qualifying here from Talladega Superspeedway. Drivers to come out of pit road here and get their lap time. So it looks like Angel Hernandez back here. Racing with us here in the number 67 machine. Obviously, this car piloted by Corey Hyman in real life. In the Robin Hood Toyota Camry. I'm excited to see. Obviously, we know that there's some free agents here on the market, right? No, we're getting a new charter in the 43 machine. This next coming 2026 season. So to not like that get up to speed lap, he will park it here. Do a little bit of a little slow spin. Cody Meadows in the 12 out on track. Going back to Corey Heim. I really hope he gets a cup ride. He really does deserve an opportunity to race in the Cup Series time. Maybe they put him in the 35, and maybe Riley Herbst goes to that 84 machine. I believe is what I presume is going to be that next charter. Obviously, Legacy has had that number for a while. Jimmy Johnson, ran that number through his illustrious career with Legacy Motor Club. But I don't know. Maybe they might at the 44 maybe. So you have the 43, the 42, the 43, and the 44. I remember back in the petty days where the 44 used to be the car that they ran. I know New York Racing isn't really full time, so I believe that if it's a charter team, they probably get the rights to that number more than New York Racing, who's going up part time, I believe. I'm trying to think of other petty numbers that to run in the back of the day. Back in the day, I think the 41 used to be a number that used to run, but obviously the Haas factory team has that 41 locked in and secured. And Haas has had that number for a long time now, so. No, I'm actually wrong. I for some odd reason thought like the Ganassi 41 was petty for some odd reason. So, and that doesn't count. But maybe Legacy grabs the 44. Maybe they keep the 84. I'm unsure here. Looking at your fastest times on the board right now, we'll go ahead and pull up here. It will show properly. Isaac Wilson, top of the boards. 54.08. Isaac back here, right running the 40 Motorsports. Like Thomas Flynn, P2. Fortunately, I figured that's what's going to happen. Qualifying, just that our qualifying ticker does not like qualifying, unfortunately. So, why? It's been all season long. Wish I had a reason, but unfortunately, I don't. Cody Meadows, P2, 54.08. That actually ties Isaac Wilson for the pole, so I'm interested to see. Now here comes John Hopley, top of the board, 54.06. What a lap by the 4 machine. Dustin Johnson out on track. Justin out of 1 and 2 here, out of 3 and 4. So this is his first lap. So you'll see these drivers go on the top side for the most part. We'll see some drivers they'll try to do first lap. I think it depends on the build of what we have, whether it's first lap or second lap. I've seen first lap, or I've seen second lap before. I've seen 4th gear before. I've seen 5th gear be faster before. So I just think it's based off of the build here of what lap you want to set. Sartaj Maan, top of the board in that 36. I believe that's a front row machine. Takes the top of the board with that 54.02. He actually ties with Chris Otto, 54.02. Greg Lautenschlager ties with John Hopley, 54.06. So the top 7 right now. Top 8. No, top 8 separated by 6/100ths of a second. Like that, qualifying out and underway. Sartaj will get the pull here from Talladega. As we wait, to get ready to go green, we'll go ahead and take a look at our race info for week 14 from Talladega Superspeedway. Obviously, this is not Kansas. We that part of the ground. But 100 laps here from Talladega Superspeedway, 250 miles. We do have two caution stage breaks on lap 25 and lap 50. Obviously, the stage will be cut short. We get that caution within 5 to go of each stage. So anywhere from 20 to 25 and anywhere from 45 to 50, we will end stage 1 and 2. 60% fuel, 4 extra sets of tires here at Talladega Superspeedway. Realistic weather to what we see tonight here, really for the O'Reilly machine. But we'll get here to Talladega. One fast repair as it is Superspeedway. All these drivers do get a fast repair here for these style tracks, but we still do have that 21x incident limit. So I believe once they get to 17x's, they do get a drive-through penalty. Get to that 21x, it will be qualified. Right. So hopefully we don't get the race. But you look at your weather, 73 degrees outside, 76% humidity. So very, very humid out here, down here in Lincoln, Alabama. Races tonight. Go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup here. There we go. Third lineup here for Talladega. Sartaj Maan in the 36 here for that front row machine. Your pole sitter alongside Chris Otto trying to race for his way into championship fight there. Their outside front row. Craig Lautenschlager in the 77 making his coming back after an off week there. Going to be P3. John Hopley with a really good qualifying lap for him back there in P4. Isaac Wilson P5. Cody Meadows back there in 12. Back there in P6. Lissa Sharp in the 54. She'll be P7 alongside Joey Berge, P8. Running out the top 10, Thomas Flynn, Nicholas Johnson, and number 20, Bill Gibbs Race. You back there, Charles Roberson, Blake Collitt, your top 12. 13th will go to Scott Trusty in that Rick Ware Racing number 51 alongside Angel Hernandez as he comes back here for one off there. 2311. 7 machine. Going 15th alongside Jason Steptoe. 23, he'll be 16th here from Talladega. Gabe Ledger in the 8. Joey Maines in the 48 will round out your top 18. Chris Otto, Fabricio Lamana in the 62, your top 20. Boston back there in 21st. Jeff Weimer in the 60 will be P22. Jimmy Johnson, Chris Bishop, top 24. 25th will go to Eric Jorgensen alongside Justin L. Johnson, Christopher Walker, Austin Reedy. Christopher Walker actually the last person to set a qualifying lap. Decided not set a qualifying lap. They'll start tailing the line. Austin Reedy, Wyatt Roberts, Mark Gonzalez, Andy Roberts, Terrence Preston, Don Blazier, Steven Sear, Chuck Cobb, Shane Griffin, and rounding out the field tonight, Shane Johnson, not Shane Griffin. We used to have a Shane Griffin up here in the upstairs. Brian Treadwell, Arnold Hall, one of your fastest drivers in practice. Bob Wyckoff, Greg Hawkins, Woody Carfield, they'll round it out. Once again, 100 laps here from Talladega Superspeedway. Very interesting to see how this all comes about. Well, once again, take a look at our race weather here for tonight's race. 70-degree air temp with a set 100-degree track temp, and I think that has to do a lot with the humidity tonight's race. But 100-degree track temp, I don't think, even regardless of how hot it is tonight, I don't think that's really going to affect the handling of these cars. Obviously, it's Talladega. I don't really think that's going to affect anything for tonight's race. As they get ready to tighten those seatbelts and get ready to go. 100 laps here from Talladega to start week 14 here in season 11. Be that 36. Sartaj. 4. John Hopley. 2 front row machines. Lead us to green here. Haven't heard that in a while. Really since McDowell left the front row, we haven't really guys qualify up front in real life. 36, a part-time car in the 4. So the added car here. The front row racing stable. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll see the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. We'll get ready to go. 100 laps here. And to start off, the Barney and the Flagman. You'll see them come through the tri-oval, through the United Reynolds restart zone. And we'll be green here for 100 laps here to start week 14 for the iSNF Cup Series. They're back straightaway for the first time. 36, 77. Greg Slaughter comes back in there. That 4, that top side did not get going at all. See the 4, the 12, and the 21 back there trying to spearhead that top side, but it's going to be a Ford Chevy top 3. You'll see the 54 of Alyssa Sharp back there, battling out for the P4 spot, but across the line, across the stripe, give it to the 36 of Sartaj Vaughn. He leads your first lap here from Talladega. All over the back end of that 60 at that 36 machine. We continue to try to navigate through the backstretch here. Side by side for the race lead. 27 jumps up to the top side. I do apologize for the stutteriness right now. We're trying to figure it out. Obviously 40 cars here at Talladega Superspeedway, pretty demanding as everybody's all on top of each other. We'll kind of everything we can to help with the stutters, but I think the best we're gonna get here for tonight's race. But you continue to see the 36 spearhead that bomb side, the 40, Isaac Wilson, Alyssa Sharp in that top 3. Finally, Thomas Flynn quietly in that top 4. Exactly what that 24 needs. Continue to extend this points gap. The 40 of Isaac Wilson. Unlike what he sees, he's going to drop to the back. Actually drops a line right here in front of that Chevy aligned teammate there. 40 and Joey Maines. Greg Lautenschlager. We got that top side. Help from the 4. John Hopley. Hopley help from the 12 of Cody Meadows. Cody Meadows has the 21 of Joey Berge behind him and goes to the top 4 on the top side. You'll start to see the outside start to build some momentum here through 1 and 2. Then we're going to need some help though and use that 4 to get to the back bumper here, but it's such a huge run out of 1 and 2. Here comes the 77 of Craig Lautenschlager. He's going to take the race lead. He's going to probably try to take the 4 with him. 4 will jump down, the 12 will jump down, the 21 will jump down. We're going to leave that Chevy, that Spire 77 out to dry here as the 4s are trying to get lined up. Oh, not quite clear. The 77, the 34 round, and a huge caution. The 77 up and over here through 3 and 4. And a huge one here on lap 5. I think this all started with unicorn here. Take a look here. A little bit of a replay. It looked like Eugene was trying to take 77. He was clear if he wanted it. I think he just got a little spooked here. Jumped up the track. Grabs the 77. And comes down and he grabs a lot of drivers. I mean, the 34 and the 77 flip there. Wow. Nowhere to go for, I would say a third of these drivers, nowhere to go. See the 5 is Steve here. Contact with the 40, the 45 around, the 7 around, the 1 around. See the 62 of Fabricio back there around. There's nowhere to go. So caution, and the big one happens early here on lap 5. I was definitely a turn of events that gone wrong there, and it just looked like these Fords trying to get linked together. Unfortunately, the 34 got spooked, and unfortunately, it took out a bunch of the Fords. Saw the 36 involved. We saw the, well, actually, it looks like Sartage with minimal damage. Still a little bit to that car. It's definitely got some right front damage. He'll probably come down pit side to get that fixed. But fortunately, the Fords working together kind of also hurt the Fords a lot. You saw the 60, a lot of damage. Obviously, you saw the 34 up in the air, flipping a couple times as well as the 77. So those Fords trying to work together was also kind of the downside there early. You're in Austin or Reedy up inside. There's that 33 machine. Up towards the front. Some drivers are going to elect to stay out here. I mean, I would say half of the field got some type of part in that. A lot of them probably got a 4X going down pit road to see if they got any damage, to see if they need to fix any. But all the rest of the drivers who got through the wreck obviously are going to stay out here. We have the lap here on lap 25. That should be a fuel drivers, I believe. Make it on fuel. I don't see them not being able to make 25 laps in these cup cars. Obviously 60% fuel, so very interesting. But I believe I used to do NIS. We could go, almost 45 laps here. So under caution here, Talladega. The big one early. We grabbed a couple of playoff guys early here. Chris Otto involved, and back here, Demon Sear involved. Greg Lautenschlager involved. I saw Jeff Weimer. He's out of the car. Here he comes out of pit road, actually. He's involved. Jason Steptoe involved. I don't think Steptoe's going to beat the pace car off. I don't know if that's going to be allowed. If they make him give those spots back up. I don't know if he beat it off. Beat the pace. Yeah, he did not beat the pace car off pit road. Like he's gonna stop. Have to give up all that track position. Here comes the pace car. We'll be trapped a lap down at 23 machine. Fortunate. Oh, it's still going to be a Ford front row, and it's still going to be the 4 of Hopley, the lead 8 line, but this time it'll be the bottom. You'll have a Penske Ford of Cody Meadows on the outside in the front row, meaning in Wood Brothers Ford behind that number 4 machine. So it's going to be the Ford front 3, the Thomas, Flynn, Nick, and Dallas back there, your top 6, but saw that pace car take a hard left turn off pit road, and once again, through the United Reynolds replay zone, we're back in here, Talladega. Really good jump by that top side. You saw the last restart on that really initial start of the race. That top side could not get going. Once again, we're starting to see that pain start right now. Here comes the Ford. Here comes the 21. He's going to jump up in front. I imagine what they're trying to do is they're trying to get all those Fords clear. I could probably take the 24 of Flynn with them. No. Fortunately, Mark Gonzalez is that lone Ford who gets left out to dry there, but now it's all Fords. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. We'll see the Chevy of Thomas Flynn. Help from the Ford of Mark Gonzalez there on that top side. Joey Berge in that Wood Brothers number 21 will lead some laps here. Should probably make Green Bears pretty happy. Cody Meadows, her old car, also right there in P2, right there up front. Still 2x2. John Hopley gonna get clear of that top side. No, won't now. On the top side. Here comes this third lane. 51, Scott Trusty. Jumping up to that third lane, trying to make up some spots. Gonna get help from the threes. Oh, wrecking in the back. Caution. Vicio. He was the first one I saw around back there in the back. Happened to the 62 here. A bad push? It looked like a bad push off the 33. Looked like a little bit of net code, honestly. I'll have to maybe take a different camera angle here. I'm only saying that because off the 33's bumper, it looked kind of robotic-y, that kind of spin. I don't even know if he touched 62. Obviously, no Fabricio, not in the U.S., which can cause some issues. I'm going to go off the nose of this 33 here. Oh, yeah, and it wasn't even the 33 as well. It looks like Sartage, Fabricio, fortunately, got together with the 9. Tried to clear up. The 9 was there. I think he grabs the 45. Looks like also he grabbed maybe the 66, it looked like. Get him in the 36 of Sartage again. not a good start for this number 36 machine. Remember, Sartaj qualified on the pole. Already caught up with 2 incidents. That might be a game ender for that. So 36. We're only on lap what? 10, 12-ish. So very interesting. Ford will stay out here. DeBerge, Meadows, Hopley, Collis. They all stay out there. At 24, Thomas Flynn sandwiched by this Ford front 5. Arnold Hall back here in P10. Started dead last race, I believe. Oh, close to it. Already up inside the top 10. Got a pretty clean looking car. I don't see a lot of damage on it, so that's something you'd like to see here early. Good job by Ronald to get this car back up towards the front. 17. Charles is in the Ford for this race for some reason. Things happen, so obviously he's really in that 20 at JGR 11 machine that looks like I accidentally put so. I should be off on the pace car. This time by we should be going green. 21 will pick top. Give Cody Meadows. Okay. I imagine you'll see maybe a Nate style restart here. I think you picked the 4 car. Push him for a reason. Probably try to count down that forward. They'll both get clear up in front of Cody Meadows here. Because if he chose the bottom, he would have the 24 pushing him, right? Granted, he can get a good start at that 21 there. Got a good jump. Jumped in front of the 20. Jumped at 12 on the top side. We also have seen that the top side hasn't been working that well. And that's not only for the Cup car. This has been basically, I don't know if it's an update that the sim has been given, but the bottom has not worked. I mean, well, actually, I probably would. Top has not worked on the restart, but outside of that, the top works really well now. Every car, right? The bottom has struggled a lot. All the broadcasts I've done before, all the races I've been part of, bottom, I don't know what they did to the sim, but the bottom is really bad. You know, at every super speedway, top can just get such a good run off. Not really a whole lot you can do, especially if those cars on the top side are pretty okay, just sitting behind there. But the top can get kind of strung out and the accordion moves. But the guys on top are okay. Sitting up there and just sitting in line, blown away, and then racing later. I don't know if there's a whole lot at the bottom you can do here, but tough to see. Be a Ford front row, be the 12. Penske aligned Ford Mustangs back into the restart zone, back green to start lap 14. Driving in front of the 12, Cody Meadows. Still 2 forwards leading us through the back straightaway. Now it'll be John Hopley taking the lead away from that top side. Alden not going to good run down the backstretch. The Ford dropped down on the bottom, and now they'll leave the Toyota Chevy. That's the 20, and Nick Johnson jumps down to the bottom now. He'll split up those Fords. Now it's going to be the 4 of John Hopley, the 7 of Rodney Roberts leading both lines here. Through the tri-oval, across the restart zone, and back to the line. Will lead the lap. That 7 doing everything to try to side draft that bottom lane. Really all you can do. Ronald Hall left out the drive there to that only guy in that top lane. You'll see the 40 and the 67 up there, and try to pick him up. Inside the top 5, all the way outside the top 15. Shoved to the back to the 44. Now here comes his top side. Louis Berge into the top side as well. He's top of 3. He doesn't like what he saw. He's going to go to the back here. So it's John Hopley, Nick Johnson. Now here comes the 12 of Cody Meadows. He jumps up to the top side. Oh, man. Aggressive blocks her up early. Cody Meadows gets shuffled out. Cody will go to the back now. Here comes the 24 Flynn. Out from the 2, Mark Gonzalez. Honestly, if I'm Fords, I get that you guys are trying to work together, but it's lap 16. Right? Obviously, you guys need stage points. But also, you don't need to be doing that and really coordinating really the last probably 30 laps where you want to get people lined up, race to have the forwards race for them, right? Mark Gonzalez on the top. Ford's going to try to pick him up. The forward turned by the 7. Huge wreck. Wrecking again, the 21 involved, the 5, the 50. Here tore up quite a bit. Those. Wrecked still, the 44 around here in the back. They wrecked again. '41 up and in the 50. 44 down into the 45. The 50 down into the 55. We'll go back and take a look at that caution. Started with the 4 of John Hopley here. The 7, take it 3 wide. I think the 4 just tries to block him off there. Not clear. 67 gets the 8 there. Man. And then they wreck once again further behind. We just looked at that. Caution will live once again here. Talladega. Shows Steven Sear in the lead. Mark Gonzalez actually. I think it's putting Steven in the lead code. So it teleported him. He'll lose all those spots there. Drop down the timing. The road's open. The driver's down pit side here. Driver's got damages back as well, so not surprised to see that. As maybe coming down using that fast pair early. Remember, these drivers do have one fastie, so probably the likes of Native Ledger, Even Sear probably gonna have to use that fast prayer now. Potentially, Mendez probably had to use that now. He had a huge hit. Well, Mark Gonzalez. Here we go. The approach. Get back to the flag. You'll one to go. The lights on the pace car go off one more time. Likes to stay there on the bottom side. Or Thomas Flynn, the top. Johnson. 7 around your average, your fast forward. On the backstretch, we'll be going green here. Start lap 20, so if we get a caution before we get to lap 25, that will end the stage. So 5 more laps here for Talladega. Found the stage winner right way, I guess we can call it that. Up to these drivers. They keep it together here. On what? Got 3 cautions, 19 laps, so we're averaging about caution every 6 laps. So got to see the pace car take a hard left turn on the pit road. Mark Gonzalez, Thomas Flynn. Go back into the Ryan Reynolds restart zone. There'll be 5 laps to go in stage number 1. On the bomb side. A little bit of help from the 20 though. That bomb side not really locked and loaded like it needs to be. But here comes the momentum off the bottom. See the 20 and then the 11 of Roberson back there in P3. Check out this bit here. Top have anything. Thomas Flynn jumps to the bottom side. I'll leave the 33 of Reedy. See the top there, he'll have help from the 7. The 3, the 1. Fresh 4 to go here. Single file wrecking in the back. Did they save it? They somehow save it. Cody Meadows slow on the apron. Caution will wave. Now we'll end stage 2. Mark Gonzalez will get it. Oh, the 24, kind of the first guy who looked upset here. Thomas jumped a bunch of spots, dropped a bunch of spots. What happened here? I think the 24 hooked by the 10. Save it. Now Cody Meadows. What a save by the 12 of Cody Meadows. They wreck further behind. Unsure, but caution will wave regardless. That will end stage 1. Mark Gonzalez will get it. That's something that Mark needs. Sitting back there, I believe, 4th or 5th in points. He's about almost 50 points behind. For that was a big stage for him. Obviously, the 24 did not get stage 1. Finishes back there for 13. Dallas wins stage 1. I'll jump him up. I'll give him at least a 10-point cushion. Jump up, and honestly, besides that, it didn't affect anybody else. No one else except for Nick Jones. Already kind of like automatically starts and just popping off winner. And probably already outside the play at the race bubble there. Like he's outside of trying to race into it. Mark in that 10-point advantage here. Go ahead and take a quick ad break as these guys go come down pit side here. Right back after this quick ad break. Start stage 2.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You're back to the iSNF Cup Series here from Talladega. We just got done with stage 1. Mark Gonzalez takes the stage after stage 1 gets shortened due to a caution. Congratulations to Mark on that. Back trackside. Getting ready to go, one to go, I believe. Here, yeah. That's already off on the pace car. John Hopley, Eric Jorgensen, a really big mix-up here from the start. Obviously, guys probably came down here out a little bit earlier, trying to get some damage fixed. They feel like they can get at least in the stage 2 versus all those other guys who got the stage points. Gonna have to start a little bit further on back. You see Mark out there. Mark starting P12 here to start stage 2. You'll see that same familiar sport car we've seen up front for most of this first 25 laps. See some new faces, the 16, the 60, the 45. Got towards the front as well. We'll be racing the technically lap 45. The race does end on officially at lap 50, but obviously the caution before get the lap 50, and very earliest of lap 45. So hopefully we can get the lap 50 properly. Have to see here. Pace car take the hard left turn on the pit road. John Hopley, Eric Jorgensen, Jeff Weimer, the 45 of Blake Hullett back into the restart zone, back green to start stage 2. Big jump by the forward John Hopley. It's a huge jump out, but he'll have that forward to Jeff Wyman behind, who's probably going to help him that spot there, keep the lead. The top side, try to build momentum there. The 16, help from the 45, help from the 11, help from the 20. You see that Chevy leading the front, but then three technically Toyotas up in line there, wrecking in the back. Caution will wave one more time. Know who that was back there. Have to take a look. The 7. Where I see this first wreck. A huge shock up there. 17. I presume just had no idea. Turns the 17, the 7 up into the track and nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers here. You see the 30, the 21, 6, the 36. Bartosh caught up in another one. Just a huge accordion effect there. You see all these drivers down here in the grass. Nowhere to go. Not the start of the stage I think anybody wanted. Pace car come out once again. John Hopley leads the way. Having a great day here. Taps. Done. Awesome one. Pit side there. Jeff Weimer. Back one here. Jeff Weimer in the 16, he stays out here, so it's Weimer, Jorgensen, Hall. Numbers. Top 3. Green. We had an early caution here in stage 2. Back up the field one more time. Try to race the lap 50. Could take that hard left turn down their road. Go green. Talladega. Jeff Weimer. And Hall and Hollett back there, your top 4. Back inside the restart zone. Back green here to start lap 29. By the bottom side. Oh, that's 16. Shuffled out there, but has that Chevy in front. The 51 of Scott Trusty. Lead that top side now. Jumped up in front of the 16. 16 to 44. Now that Colic 10 of just Jimmy Johnson leading that bottom side, but here comes the top. Help from 51. Help from the 16. Got to spearhead the top of that bottom side. Trying to make away slowly. 54 of Alyssa to clear that top if she wants to jump up there. No, she'll decide to stay down there on the bottom. Weimer. Bottom side just getting up the car here, getting up to speed. Chris Van Masters makes his way up inside the top 5 in that 38. That top just not being able to do anything right now. 51, trying to make it work, but falling back. Looking side by side with the sharp. Once again, not a little run generating because that bottom side, look how spread apart that bottom is right now. Well, here comes the 51. He'll drop down to the bottom. Comes back up to the top. With them jumping in and out, that's allowed the top side at third lane to start to get a little bit of steam. Joey Maines out from the 33. Trying to get that third lane working. Comes the top side. Bit of a momentum. Comes back out. Help from the 16. Help from the 45. They're going to get once again side by side with the lift. Start that fourth and land on the bottom. Generate something else a little bit bigger. They've been able to get to that fourth car in line, but they just stalled out right there and then. I mean, if I'm honestly stopped, they're going to just sit in line. Because I don't think the stop can get going just as well yet. Right? The issue is this bottom side. The only reason why this top's getting a little bit of a run is because that bottom side is just not really connected. It's 10, leaving a decent gap there. The 44, which means the 44 can't get back to the 60 to push him out. Right? And it's surprising to me that the top side isn't working at all because I feel like they're pushing a lot harder in the bottom. Once again, the 10, he's almost a car length behind the front two. Say hello to everybody watching at home. Whether you're over there on iVelocity TV on the YouTube page, you're watching over at twitch.tv /Christian Boss 13. Being a part of tonight's broadcast here for the iSNF Cup Series. I do apologize just for a little bit of the stutterness and stuff. Obviously, 40 stars here at Talladega, pretty demanding on a computer. So I'm waiting on parts to come in to upgrade the seat and everything else. Got up the parts, so hopefully the stutterness starts to go away slowly, right? It's gonna take some time, but obviously young network, not a lot of funding here on the network. We're trying to do everything we can here to help this out. Obviously, another thing is we don't tend to use SDK, which is the timing and scoring that we use here for the iSNF Cup Series, but it does help our league owner reaffairs out a lot, helping out with things in the back end when it comes to driver info, custom numbers, custom stats, and everything. It really does help Rita with that side of things. So, but it does put a little bit more demand on my computer. And it's just moment by moment here. You see a lap car on the bomb side. We'll see where he goes. 7 of Roberts, I believe. We'll stay bottom. That will allow that top side to get a run here. 51 will get clear. The 45 jumps out of line. 3 wide. He hooks to 51. Got Trusty. Around, he collects a lot of people with him. That wasn't Scott's fault though. If you from that first take at least. Oh, maybe it was. It looked like Scott just kind of drifted up the track there, trying to cover the 45. Unfortunately, the 45 was there. Up off his nose. Down he'll go. He takes a bunch of cars with him as well once again. This is probably the third big one we've had of the night. And this is getting to the point now where people might not have the fast repair to lean on. It might be game over for some of these drivers here. But caution will wave once again. We'll have to see. Comes out pit road or not. We just saw a damaged car back there in the back there. So on the broadcast, I don't know how much of a spoiler this is going to be. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I remember iSNF being a spoil-free, but I do want to say Indy J for his first win in the Arkham and Art series. That's really cool. You guys are waiting on the pace car here to catch back up, I believe. Super cool, you know. I'm an Arca mainstay guy. Congratulations to Andy J on his first Arkham and Arts, and that's really cool. This cool. Really cool to see him have some success in Arkham and Arts series. I do agree that he should probably be sticking to Arca series and learn how to drive these stock cars before he gets bumped up into the O'Reilly series. Obviously, I understand he got given a kind of almost probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go up there, race a couple races for RCR, Richard Childress Racing. And I would definitely take him too. Like, I haven't been in a car in a long time as well. And if Richard would call me up and say, hey, we want you to race this race, you need to get your NASCAR license again, I would drop everything, right? Try to make that happen. So I don't blame Cletus for what he did with RCR, but I do agree that he probably needs to stick in ARCA. I know he said he's going to be doing some truck starts. I think that's okay as well. If you're, doing ARCA and trucks, just trying to learn the craft, trying to figure out how to drive these, drive in NASCAR, right? And these top, I would say, I mean, do you consider ARCA like the 4th tier series, or do you consider maybe like the Wayland Modifieds and stuff like that, maybe, or the Cars Tour? I would say like ARCA, Cars Tour, like the Wheeling Modifieds, they're all kind of the 4th, right? The cream of the crop for like their own thing, right? On the ovals, like the Modifieds, the Wheeling Modified series, that's the cream of the crop for the Modified, right? ARCA, that's cream of the crop for the stock cars. That's not a NASCAR's. Well, technically NASCAR owns ARCA, but you know what I mean. Then you go back to like the Cars Tour, that is the best of the best. Late model series, right? So I think I would consider that, but I think Cletus, I think it would be smart for him at least. I'm not telling him that he doesn't deserve to be in the series. If he has the funding to go race, then he has the funding to go race. Look at some other drivers who probably don't even deserve to be in NASCAR, go race all the time because they have funding. Okay, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna dog on Cletus for taking an opportunity. But I definitely think, you know, for development-wise, for someone who wants to see Cletus do well in the sport, right? I think he does a lot for the sport already. But for someone, for development-wise, I think he should maybe stick to the Craftsman Truck Series, learn how to drive these ovals, and learn how to be fast, right? Because getting thrown into competitive rally series mission probably is pretty intimidating. Because, you know, obviously they're rocking him face, but they get put into an RCR one champ. Literally, his teammates defending super champion, right? Look at Austin Hill, also probably should champion the way the playoffs are. Never got that opportunity to get that championship, but then you listen there who, you know, has had a couple ARCA starts and, you know, one truck start. A lot of pressure. So here we go. Ace car back off. It's going to be Jeff Weimer, Charles Roberson, Hall, and Sharp. Back to your top four. Back into the restart zone. Come back green. 10 laps to go in stage 2. Chris Otto in the chat, he said he almost he needs a change of race suit after that last wreck. But you see him up inside the top 8. Recovery by Chris. Roberson on the top. Technically with a teammate. Don't give Grace a teammate. Obviously, we see Roberson in the 17 Ford Mustang. Charles is accidentally in the wrong car, so it's what it is. We'll deal with it. Charles in the 11. Supposed to be in the 11, but you know, we definitely weren't gonna find a Joe Gibbs Racing 11 on a Ford, so that top side just died as we were talking about it. The bottom lane surges is now the top 4, maybe even the top 5 just clear the top side. And we're underneath 10 laps to go in stage 2. It's go time. How many guys the stage points? Look at Cody Meadows. You look at Chris Otto. Look at Mark Gonzalez, right? Look at Jeff Weimer, right? I think Jeff Weimer's kind of mathematically one of those drivers who also miracles to put himself in the fight. But right now, leading, you know, coming with, you know, 7 to go in stage 1. This is exactly what, you know, that 60 team needs. Got the Ford of Meadows back there in third. That will probably help out. You know, the 60 here is actually going to jump out of line here. Caution. Like wrecking in the back potentially. Going slow back here. Maybe maybe Chuck Cobb might have wrecked here. We'll see. Chuck can show us what happened. Oh, wow. Just lost it on his own. I think this was after the caution. Had to be after the caution. See the 78 right here. He looks like I, I'm gonna guess that's probably yeah Brian. By the way he's driving that thing. I think this is before the caution came out. If Brian can show us what happened. Here it is, a 22. Justin Johnson, like he was hooked by someone. Oh, the 54 doored up the track by the 17. I shoot 2 up at the 22. 22 will go around. Man, tough break for all those drivers for sure. Caution will wave. That was not staged though. We got the caution at lap 42. Means we'll have a 3-lap shootout, I believe, for the stage. '60 in the 44 coming down pit road. I was surprised Jeff did that. He needs the stage points. He's gonna flip the stage here. Try to go for the win. At these super speedways, I don't really like flipping the stage. You know, unless we get a caution, unless we do the wreck like we have all day here. If we go green here, start stage 3, and we run it green stage 3. I mean, you're going to get the track position, but you're going to have to pit earlier than the rest of the field. Not only that, you're going to have to take more fuel than the rest of the field. So. Interesting. So we're in that time zone now where we get the caution anytime during this restart. Stage will end early. Saw this last stage as well. Might see it again. They have for free. These guys can keep it green. So right before we get to lap 50. Cody's put himself in a relatively good spot here to win this stage. Obviously, it's not over yet. He's got Chris Otto, who's also in the chase, who needs these stage points. Catch up to his teammate in the 24. It's definitely not over. Up to that, I mean, Otto comes in P2 in points. He also needs the stage points just as much as Cody. Catch up to 24. Well, does have the 2 active in 5th, who's probably going to help try to push this 33 out. Continue to hopefully give Cody this stage win. I think that's the reason why Cody would stay out, is to try to race for the stage win. So Speaking of that 24, Thomas Flynn 31st, last car on the lead lap. You know, he's got caught up in a couple of wrecks in his own right. Barely holding on, but this would be a terrible points day if he can't make up these spots. I'm trying to catch back up to the tail end of the field. Coming through 3 and 4 now. Here we go. Pace car will take the hard left turn down pit road one more time. No. We got one to go. My apologies. They must have delayed it here. Trying to get everybody caught back up and put where they need to. So it was going to be a 4-lap shootout. Now it will be a 3-lap shootout here in stage 2. Will be Cody Meadows, Chris Otto, Austin Rudy, Angel Hernandez, you top 4. Still had a pretty quiet night. Got caught up in one of those big wrecks. Probably had to come down, take damage, maybe potentially use that fast repair. But once again, has navigated his way up inside the top 5. And then the Alabama gang super stretch. We'll get ready to see how stage 2 ends here, Talladega. Period 4 one more time. This time the pace car will take the hard left turn down pit road. Cody Meadows, Chris Otto, Austin Rooney, Angel Hernandez. Fast forward. Get ready to go back into the restart zone for a 3-lap dash to end stage 2. We get ready to go green here on Talladega. With a decent jump here in the 1 and 2. Otto with the better jump. Only 2 cars on the bottom side. Otto cannot clear. Here comes the bottom here with a good run. 4 cars tandeming there on the bottom versus the 2 on top. Otto's going to try to fight for it here. He needs these stage points. He needs the points to catch back up at the 24 of Thomas Flynn. No help on the top side. That's going to allow Cody Meadows to really take the lead here. And now, Cody Meadows, do you play defense here? Do you think that 33 is going to leave you out? Luckily for Cody, if the 33 does, he's got the 2 of Mark Gonzalez behind him. I think Mark's trying to give some mind games here. Try to get the 33 to pull out with him. And he'll probably try to jump him out. 1.5 laps to go in stage 2. The 33 of Reedy. Remember, part-time driver, not racing for stage points. As he help this 12. As he pull out. As he take Mark Gonzalez with him. It is Mark work with his teammate. Get this stage one. Get 1-2 in the stage. I'll have to see, but Cody Mills gets the white flag here in stage 2. The backstretch. 33 Brady. Gold tucked in behind the glove machine. Got the 2. Mark Gonzalez behind. Does the 33 pull out a line anytime here to try to take the stage win away? Gotta run. Does he pull out? He does not, but here comes Mark Gonzalez with the run for P2. I think the 33 got it. Stage will end. Cody Meadows gets stage 2. Austin Reedy 3P3. Gonzalez. Austin Reedy P2. Mark Gonzalez P3. We'll give Gonzalez the spot just because he passed 33 after the line. We'll give him the spot. So I guess that's a win for the 2. Still really good stage points for these 2 Penske Fords up towards the front. Chris Otto 10. Looks like stage 2. He'll get that single bonus point over the 24. Thomas Flynn, who's still now back for the time being. Nick Johnson also gets 2 stage points. Charles Roberson 4 stage points, I believe. Just like that, stage 2 complete. We'll once again take a quick commercial break here as we end stage 2. We'll be right back on the other side. Ad break here from Talladega.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back iSNF Cup Series. We just got done with stage 2. Cody Meadows, stage 2 winner. Congratulations to the 12 team. Mark Gonzalez, stage 1. Cody Meadows, stage 2. The Penske sweeps stages here from Talladega. Week 14 here. Season 11 for the iSNF Cup Series. Get ready to go back trackside. There's stage 3. Johnson wins the race off pit road, followed by Ronald Hall, Scott Trusty, Mark Gonzalez, Austin Reedy. Top 5. Now look, Cody Meadows will start P19 after winning that stage. I think everybody else just decided to flip the stage. No, I don't actually know, because I see now 2. Mark Gonzalez, he finished P3 in the stage. He's going to start P4. So, Cody had some damage. I'm not sure. Start all the way outside the top 15. And it'll be the 10. 44, the 2, and the 1. Actually, the 51 and the 2. This back grid here to start stage 3. Should be, give or take, about a 45 lap dash race here. We'll see if they can make enough fuel here. I'm interested to see, because 45 laps doesn't like a whole lot. Oh, you could go like cup car on full fuel. Obviously, we're running 60% fuel. Good to see. But it'll be the 10. Johnson back in the restart zone to start stage 3. So we're back green from Talladega. I'm late with the restart. Johnson, Trusty, Austin, Roberts. That top 4. Roberts jumps up to the top side. Gotta get that top side to work. Wide in the back. Back to 2 wide, Roberts. P4 all the way back to P10. I'm going to have to start that top side. I'm going. It's going to be this number 1 machine. Comes Justin Johnson to the top side in that 22 Penske machine. He'll lead the top now as he starts to get some momentum off that top side. Do come up with him. No. Stays on the bottom. Here comes the 22 with the run. Side by side with the 33. Justin Johnson up inside the fast 4. Justin has an opportunity to capitalize big here at Talladega. 24 has been kind of forced to stick right around this portion of the race here. I presume probably had to use his fast repair early, right? 9 of Chris Otto outside the top 10. Justin, maybe he's used his fast repair already. I'm unsure if he's used his or yet. At least running up front here, trying to take some points away. In a completely separate pack here, he's leading the second pack, help from Joey Berge. They've detached from the lead pack. Not what you want to see if you're the 24. Got a hold of Data forward to realize you're dropped to the back here. Leading here for this 24 team. Back up front. 10. Got some pressure. Justin Johnson. That top side, help from Wyatt Roberts. Gonna get side by side for the race lead right now. Side by side for the P2 position. Not trusty Dustin Johnson. And duke it out for that second place visit. Finally start to get single file. That's exactly what that second pack back there does not want to see. 8 lap cars getting single file. Okay, riding around right now, right? About the 22 get behind his Penske teammate. Here comes the 51. He's gonna jump to the top. No help for him. He'll probably get shuffled outside this top 10. He had it run to go to the top. Gun will slowly start to die. Now you start to see the speed difference start to pick up here. Now you're getting the 51 at the back. He's going to continue to try to side draft this bottom side, but they need some help. Comes the 1. Roberts to get to the back end of the 51. God. We'll just stay inside the top 10 for now. That top side just not working today. It's so funny because like these other races I called that I'm a part of, top side was by far the best lane. The bottom, the one you didn't want to be in. Tonight, the bottom has been the lane you want to be in all race long. That top has just not been able to find anything tonight. Now we see it's like almost like probably a 15 V3 now, bottom to top. Jump out of line yet to help this top side out. So it's going to be the 44, the 78, the 88, and the 60. Trying to make this top side work. No room to get back in line. So they're just going to tough it out for now. There's outside the top 10 now. 48 and Joey Maines getting past the 44, putting himself the last car in this top 10. Jimmy Johnson continues to lead here. Yeah, he knows how to win these races. For his first win of the season of his career here in iSNF. He's got a pretty good chance. He's got a Chevy behind him, pushing him out. Does have two Fords. Toyota, 9-33. Boston Reedy. Obviously, technically, you know, the Collie camp, the RCR camp, working together, right, on these super speedways. So that should be a plus. I don't know if these two are actually going to be working together, but at least they're technically aligned here. Yeah. 63, going to lap 64. And through the tri-oval, no competition from the top at all. Johnson, Reedy, Gonzalez, Johnson, your top four. No one's really moved around right now. I mean, obviously the top side getting a couple more numbers, but still nothing enough to anything do. Once again, Jimmy Johnson, Austin Reedy, Mark Gonzalez, Justin L. Johnson. There's a little bit more to talk about. Everybody kind of sitting single file, waiting it out here. They last pitted on lap 51. So we have to go almost on the dot, 50 laps on fuel. So I'm unsure what the pit window is going to look like, how much we can go on fuel. Usually, give me fuel mileage and how long they could go here. And I imagine if we go on board with some of the drivers, someone like Justin Johnson, probably back there saving fuel. Oh yeah, he's literally clutching in the corners. Like he'll get a run, dump the clutch, watch, here. Gonzalez jumps out of line. These guys are going like half throttle. Mark said, hey, I'll drive the top back up. I'll just go try to lead this race. That's the way I've always seen Mark. Mark is that kind of like, fine, I'll do it myself kind of guy, where he doesn't need teammates, he doesn't need anybody, right? He'll go up there, he'll go try to race for the win on his own, right? He won a Coke 600 that way. Going out, not really sure. I wouldn't say he wasn't sharing notes with the team, but not Now did it his own way. When I was racing back in Team Penske, everybody was kind of sharing notes of like when they think fit, what the fuel mileage should be, or it should be. And Mark would always agree with us, but he'd always do something different. We'd be like, hey, fitting this time. Mark would fit 10 laps later, 7 laps later. Side-by-side action here. Treadwell. Ryan Treadwell up to the front. Ryan Treadwell. Wyatt Roberts. Imagine that top two a couple of years ago saying that, but Ryan Treadwell leads the field here, and I think we've started to see now guys who are tired of fuel saving going up to the front. Now they're going to lead the field. And it does take a lot of patience to fuel save, in my opinion. So. Sit back there and they're showing half throttle. Sometimes some people just have enough of it and say, you know what, I'm just gonna go to the front. Whatever happens, happens. We're probably gonna get a caution anyways. Let's just go ahead and try to do something here. Top side once again, and everybody man their spot. Back to fuel saving here. Back to single file we go. 25 to go here in Talladega. End your week 14. But 1, 2, 3 cars on the top side. 33, it looks like the 4. Some of these guys are lapped down, right? 4 laps down. 33 is on the lead lap, but I saw the 21 back there. I think he's a lap down, eventually. Here we go. Here comes the 12. And that's the 2. My apologies. Mark looks like it's good at the battle line. Jumps back in behind his teammate. In front of his teammate, my apologies. Justin Johnson. Here comes the first flag. First guy is down pit road. Treadwell. 51 is Scott Trusty. Looks like the 88. Well, Terrence Preston. They come down pit road here. 25 to go. That hands the race lead back over to Wyatt Roberts. It's the 10. Going a lap down. What happened to the Jimmy here in the 10? He might have pit. And he pitted on lap 68. Wyatt Roberts, he leads his, I believe, his first laps here in the iSNF Cup Series. You get help from those Penske Fords. Nick Johnson, Angel Hernandez, Austin Reedy, Greg Lawton slotted your top 7, but these front 4 getting away a little bit. Front 5, my apologies. I think Austin is well in the drive to get back up. About half a second back. There he is, he's back. That just shows what the fuel saving is. Here come some more drivers. Roberts. Down pit side. He brings the 33 and the 84, it looks like. They come down pit road. Mark Gonzalez. Justin Johnson. Take the helm here. Got a couple of stragglers there that come down on themselves. I don't know, maybe they just couldn't make it. Oh, here comes the Fords. Comes a lot of the pack here. No speed. I mean, this is... Oh, contact further in the back. They're going to keep it straight there. Someone missed their pit box. It looks like that was Bob. In fact, he's going to have to put it in reverse. He's going to lose this front pack. Coming back around. Will Austin, I believe. Austin Reedy, the 1. These are going to be your first 2 drivers out. 2 cars. I don't know if they're going to be able to get back up, though. Because here comes the leaders. Third and 1. Coming around. You guys are already up to speed, full bore. I don't think they're going to get to these guys, though. Be close. These guys are getting up to speed as well. I might have some packs split up there, because look, Angel, Justin, and Mark. They've got almost a 2-second gap back to the 77. Look at these guys. These guys got to get in line and get going. That's going to be a 5v3. now, like, if you're these two Fords, you tell an Angel, like, hey, he cannot let them get back to us. I don't care, right? It's three cars, though, so they're going to basically have to tandem the whole way. It's going to be hard to keep these guys out in front. And they basically have to tandem this whole way. I don't see the 22 in the back end. Cars behind are catching them at a rapid pace. We'll go look back off the tailgate. And they're running them down pretty quickly. Last lap for the leaders was a 55-0, 51-0. Nicholas Johnson 50.7, so that was 3/10 just that lap they chunked out. So and they're close to being in the draft range right here. I think ideally they need to be within 1-3, 1-2 to get the draft here. And they're at 1-6 down, and they're slowly thinking forward to these front three. Probably going to be this next lap they're going to get to them. So I'll do the other onboard here. We'll go on board with the 20. Johnson. He has to back out. He got hot. That's going to really slow them up. And they've got the draft now. No way they don't. I really impeded them a lot, and they're going to have this lap car. They're going to give him draft. And they're going to get there. And that's the 44 who's going to sit in line there and give them draft. They're going to have a huge head of steam on these three guys in front. The issue is the 44. He's jumped out of line. He side drafted into two. But they're gonna have these guys are either gonna have to push the two out or go top of three. I think the 20 will just push the two. Now a 3-car pack is converged down now to an 8-car pack. Last car in this pack. Wyatt Roberts in the 1. He makes his second start here in the iSNF Cup Series. And all these guys back. 2.5, almost 3.5 seconds back. On board with the 11 here. And they're inside there. You can see them, right? On the back, down the straightaways, they're right there. You can see the cars. They're about a second and a half behind this back here, so they're in contention, catching this back part of the field as well. Now you guys might see they're 2.5 back, but that's just to the leader. They need to be within about a second and a half to that 8th place car of Roberts. So technically, that 44, right? They're there. Caution! Joey, Thomas Flynn. No, man. I mean, these guys in the back need the caution. Anyone just hooks the 44 up the track there. Huge damage. Thomas here. And the bad day art gets worse. No stage points for the 24, I believe. He might have got some stage points in stage 1, but no, we didn't get any in stage 2. Now all tore up here. We'll probably be going green underneath 20 laps to go. Go back and take a look at that. Off the nose. of the 21 of Joey Berge. Find the 20. Yeah, that's on the 21. Obviously, we saw the 24 have a little bit of rear end damage, but he just drifted up, tried to get back in line, and he'd already made the run. He was already at the quarter panel of that 24, hooks him up at the outside wall. Drivers coming down Perry Road here. That tells me that some of these guys did not think that they could have made enough fuel. Very interesting. Maybe they just topping off to be safe, I guess. I guess that's something that could happen. Just like that, we will stack it right back up. We're going green with what, 14 to go here, I believe, from Talladega. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, everything's gonna be red hot. It's go time now. 14 to go. I think you might have a couple of laps of grace period, but once you get underneath that 10 to go, that's where you have to start communicating. Where do you find the guys? Where do you find your friends? Who can you trust to go with you? Can you trust to go with someone, right? Someone pulls out a line, trust to go with them. Hey, Chris. Go. Lights are off on the pace car. Go time. And as Craig Lautenschlager, Austin Reedy, Wyatt Roberts, your top four. Everybody else who came up the road. Charles Robertson, Isaac Wilson also stayed out. Justin Johnson, the guys who lead the pack of the guys who figured out that last caution. We're going to be going back green here with 4 to go. Familiar face, Angel Hernandez up towards the front, as well as the 77. Craig Lautenschlager back to the restart zone, back green here, 14 to go from Talladega. With the big jump out front, you'll see the 77 drop to the bottom. Hard to start to see people abandon ship on that top side, but here comes some help. Wyatt Roberts, help from the 12 of Cody Meadows. No, Wyatt can get up here and lead laps. AWC Road Series regular leading the midfield here on Saturday. When did O'Reilly at O'Gore last night coming back up here doing, hey, Talladega, huge wreck in the back. Something happened big back here. Really me. Oh, the 17. Oh, man. That was the 51. He hit to the outside wall for Scott Trusty. See what happened to Scott. Then up the track, hooks the 17 down the track. Don Blazier hooks the 51 up the track, gets the 60 of Jeff Weimer, and collects the 88. And a huge hit by the 51. That's a hard hit. Hit that big outside of maybe like some Ryan Blaney hits the outside wall, and those are mostly at Daytona, not Talladega. So, man, huge hits. A bunch of cars tore up here. You see the 34 getting caught up in there as well, but caution will lay for aggressiveness continues to pick up. Go. Quite a bit here. Wyatt Roberts will take the lead here with well, we'll be going green with 10 to go. 10 lap shootout here at Peak 4 Talladega. Make it a first time winner. Done. me get the one to go here. Wyatt Roberts. Everybody get 1, 2 by 2. Ace Car will take the hard left turn on the pay road. And stop shootout here at Talladega. Wyatt Roberts, Cody Meadows, Angel Hernandez, Chris Otto, your front four, back to the United Reynolds restart zone. Back green here, 10 to go from Talladega. A bit of a checkup. You see the 22 jump out of line there. I wouldn't see it coming out of that. He gets back in line. No foul here. Side by side through turn 1 and 2. The bottom gets a little bit of the momentum. 7 of Angel, which is at that one. Wyatt Roberts out to the lead. Cody Meadows, help from Chris Otto. Gonna spearhead that top side. Going down the Alabama gang super stretch. It's a 12. A huge run off the top. He's clear all around. He can pick whatever lane he wants. Okay, decides to go down with the 9 of Chris Otto. Now will open up the hole. The 2 to lead the top side. So 2 Penske Fords leading the top and bottom. We come out of turn 3 and 4. Gonzalez with the run. Out from the 11 of Charles Roberson. Now side by side for the race lead. Coming out of 3 and 4. Back into the restart zone. Side by side. Give it to the 12 of Cody Meadows with 9 to go. Continuing to battle it out here for the race lead. Chris Otto, a weird wobbly bump to the back of the 12 machine. That'll stack up the bottom line. Here comes the 2 of Gonzalez. Here comes the 17 with the 11 of Charles Roberson. A huge run back down there from the bottom side. Is it going to go back side by side? The 2 hooked into the outside wall. Mark Gonzalez. 38 of Chris Van Maastricht also involved in this. Charles Roberson, just a bad push to the 2 machine. The 2 just trying to side draft. Charles does not follow him down. Hooks him up into the outside wall, and oh man, a huge hit. See the 2 up on all 4 tires off the ground. See the 38 of Van Maastricht caught up at something else further on back here. Off the bumper of the 44 trying to check out for the wreck. He's hooked up into the outside wall. Luckily, he hits pretty flush here. Still probably going to break a toe link. Probably erase any damage for 38 regardless. But, yeah, him trying to check out for the wreck gets ran over by the 44. But the 2 of Mark Gonzalez, by far the biggest hit this race. Well, this wreck. Up into the outside wall. Cody Meadows will take the race lead here. Be going to green probably with 5 to go, I would say. But the issue is he's running out of Fords to work with him. And as a Ford driver myself in the past, the Fords are not the most popular drivers in the field because we do work with each other very, very, close knit, right? And a lot of the times when you have a Ford out front, he most of the time gets left out the drag. So, fortunately, the first Ford on track is Joey Berge back at P12. It's Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, Toyota, Ford. Back to Joey Berge. So, Cody Meadows got a lot to work. He's gonna have a lot of Play-Doh to play with here. Try to keep this thing up in front. Gonzalez looks like out of the race here with a meatball. Checking up on it too. So Cody Meadows takes the lead. Chris Otto in a spot to potentially go back to back here. Week 13 and week 14. Last week at Kansas. Gonna go back to back here at Talladega. Go, lights off on the pace car. Going through 3 and 4. You're 1 and 2. My apologies. I was ready to go, dude. I was wanting to get this race underway here. Get ready to go here. It's going to be a 5-lap shootout now here from Talladega. Go from a 10-lap shootout now to a 5-lap shootout to get ready to crown a winner here from Lincoln, Alabama for week 14 iSNF Cup Series. I want to see the chat. Who do you think is going to win tonight here? 5-lap dash. Got a lot of contenders up towards the front here. Who's going to take it here for Talladega? This car will take hard left turn down pit road, hopefully for the last time tonight. Cody Meadows, Chris Otto. Wyatt Roberts, Charles Roberson, your top four. Back into the restart zone. We get ready to go back green. Cody Meadows in that number 12 machine leads us back to green here. 5 laps to go from Talladega. Not the best jump out of the bottom line. That's for lap 9 of Chris Otto. If he wants to, he might be able to jump out of line here. No, bottom line. Huge help. Huge run. Help from the 11 of Charles Roberson. He's going to try to push out that 12 machine. Go side by side for the race lead. Chris Otto goes down in a huge wreck once again. Wreck it in the back. Caution will win. That will send us into NASCAR overtime. Charles Roberson completely tore up here. Take a look from his point of view what happened. Like just hard pushing and shoving there at the end. 77 goes down, tries to make it 3 middle. Gets hooked by the 8. Comes up and then the 17. 67 goes around as well. Mark Gonzalez makes it through. And does a lot of damage to that 67 machine. Man, a lot of your contenders right there out. Well, at least a loss of track position here. We get ready to head into NASCAR overtime. Chris Otto ekes out 12 of Cody Meadows for the race lead. He will command the next restart here, Talladega. Actually tell us here how many laps have gone. This could be technically natural green and white checker. I don't know if we're gonna go into NASCAR overtime quite yet. Only way I can tell is if I pulled up the UI, and I don't want to make that immersion for fans at home. Chris Otto. I don't know. I think this is a natural green white checkered. A lot here in the Cup Series. Because usually how the way the cautions line up. Here we go. 2x2. Cody Meadows. Chris Otto. Bottom to top. Andy Roberts still down there. Something. Here we go. Pace car. Down and off. Gonna be Chris Otto on the top. He chose the top here on the restart. Cody Meadows on the bottom. The two Chevys on the top and the Ford Chevy on the bottom. Back into the restart zone as we're back green. Green white checkered here from Talladega. Bottom with not a good start here. That's gonna allow at least two of those Chevys to get down if they want it. Now back down to one Chevy clear. That's only going to be Chris Otto clear if he wants it. And a huge run out of the 12 of Cody Meadows. We'll see that top side with a big advantage down the back straightaway as they head down the Alabama gang for stretch here for the penultimate time. Cody Meadows with a huge run from Rodney Roberts. Help from the 21 of Joey Berge. Rodney Roberts in the spot. If he can get that 12 clear, if he can get himself clear, the race for his first win here in the iSNF Cup Series. Temp should not matter here coming to the line. Will we stay green here? Will we get another caution? Coming through the tri-oval for the penultimate time. Side by side for the race lead. We're going to get the white flag. White flag in the air for Cody Meadows. 3 wide in the middle, the 40. Wrecking in the back. We're going to keep it green, though. Cody Meadows going to have a huge run from the bottom side. That's going to allow Rodney Roberts to get clear. That might even allow the 21 to get clear. The 40 up at the outside wall. The 21 up. Use that top side. No help, though. Here comes Wyatt Roberts. I keep calling him Rodney. Wyatt Roberts going to push that 12 out in front. One's clear. Does he back up a run? Does he make a move here to win this race here from Talladega? Through the tri-oval for the final time. Here comes the one. Here comes Rodney Roberts. Not going to make it happen. Cody Meadows is going to win from Talladega. Cody Meadows gets it here from week 14 from Talladega. That's going to be a huge shift in the points there. Cody will get the 15. I don't remember how many more points that the winner gets here for winning the race. I think it's 5 extra points. But congratulations to Cody. Go ahead and give it to him. Cody Meadows takes it from Talladega. Have to burn it down here on the front stretch. 4. Monopoly giving him a little congratulatory bump. Penske aligned teammates there. Front row, Team Penske. Cody Meadows, congratulations to the driver of the 12, his second win of the season, I believe. Sorry, Cody, if that, but pretty sure it's the second win of the season here for this 12. But you'll see him park it down here. Line in the tri-oval, waiting for an interview here, but we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Partners at iRacing talk to you guys for one moment, and we'll start our post-race show here. Post-race Talladega. So we'll be right back on the other side. Bad break.
Racing isn't easy.
We welcome you to the post-race show here for the iSNF Cup Series here from Talladega. Cody Meadows takes home the win here from Lincoln, Alabama. Go ahead and talk to the driver. Oh, go ahead and talk to Cody, race winner. Cody Meadows is Christian up here in the booth to get a copy.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Well,
Oh,
another win for you in this whole 12 team. Obviously, you got your first win of the season there at Phoenix. We're on a little bit of a dry spell, but set yourself up for success here tonight. Got that stage 2 win, and then just put yourself in a good spot there to get the win tonight. Obviously, a lot of wrecking on that last lap, but walk us through your race. Walk us through what got you up here in the victory lane tonight here from Alabama.
man, the what hasn't went on? That's the better question. I did a few practice laps and practice races before this. I jokingly said to a few people, I don't know if I just used up all my luck that I had for the week, or I set myself up to have somewhat of knowledge what to do. But the going through was really just trying to keep the car as clean as possible, but that was a bit difficult considering how many times I found myself in the pits due to a bunch of chaotic shit that I couldn't control. But yeah, keeping my nose clean, trying to keep as many quote unquote friends. You know how it is with super speedways. If you don't have anybody, you might as well just park the car. Um, but tried to races calm and collective, but keep my aggression as I normally would without causing anybody any wrecks or anything. But came down to the wire and heart was racing, but brought the 12 home. And as me, Mark, and Rhea jokingly said, the 12 ain't cursed no more. We made it.
Yeah, finally, someone was about to get a win there in that car. Unfortunately, some other people aren't good enough to do it, unfortunately. But lucky for Cody, he could finally, break the streak, get the win, 2 wins of the season here in the 12 car. So congratulations to you and this whole 12 team. Obviously, really cool to see that 12 in victory lane. But Going back, looking at the points, obviously, I believe you came in fifth in point. Had a little bit of a gap. Get back up to the 24 of to the 24. Obviously, Thomas didn't have a good race tonight. I mean, he covered to a P11, but still, getting the stage two win, coming home victorious tonight. What's the outlook for the rest of the season now that you at least have a better shot at when you weigh in to potentially be a championship favorite?
Man, I'm putting everything I can to this car to try to make it to the the main championship run. I mean, like you said, I had a dry spell, and that start of the chase was not ideal. But got the stage win, and then get the whole win. It was desperate. Really, I made it clear. I was like, if I don't win this, my chances are really was fading out quickly. But with this win, it helps it a lot. I am gonna push my luck and try to bring the championship home with the 12. I hope it's the 12 or one of the other Penske guys. We all have been busting our asses to get it. So hopefully we can make Penske proud, make Rhea proud, and other fans proud.
Yeah, I mean, Penske looks pretty strong this season, so I definitely agree. That could be done, but nonetheless, here a good finish for you. Obviously, winning here. Talladega, so congratulations on that. Before we let you go, Cody, though, anybody you want to thank, shout out, appreciate for tonight's win here from Talladega?
Man, the family, of course, for helping me get all the equipment and stuff to be able to run this stuff. To be honest, I was been looking at an upgrade at one point. I still might someday. Um, you in the booth, being a good friend, and taking the time out of your day to broadcast these events. Rhea for signing me up on short notice last season. Um, and Bella, Nikki, Sarah, I love you guys. Y'all of my Final Fantasy family. I know I haven't been around, but I'm always here. And then my new group, my DVD bunch, my Twitch family. Stitch, Bean, Puff, 90s. I see you in chat. DJ, Chris, Cap, Carla, if you're there. Rachel, Reaper. I'm probably gonna forget some people, and I'm gonna get cussed out later. But you know what? I'm taking it. Rainbow. You guys, I don't know what I'd do without y'all. I really mean that a lot. Y'all make my days and waking up that much better. The chaos that we can do is worth it. And me getting out here, racing my heart out, and bringing victory lane, and seeing y'all rooting for me in the chat. It makes racing and everything that much better. So I thank y'all so much.
Well, we definitely appreciate the kind words up here in the booth. And once again, Cody, congratulations on another win here from Talladega. We'll drag you back down and celebrate with your team, friends, family, whoever you want to. And hopefully we can talk to you some up in here in Victory Lane.
10-4, bud. You have a good one.
Cody Meadows comes home P2, and we'll go ahead and talk to the number 9 machine, Chris Otto. Had a chance to win this, but it looks like I don't know if he just didn't have the run. Help that 12 get out to talk to.
Well,
Oh, Wyatt Roberts, it's Christian up here in the HV2 booth. You got a copy?
yes, I do.
Well, P3 for you and this whole one team. Your second start here in the iSNF Cup Series. Obviously, we're very well acquainted with Wyatt Roberts in what you can do here, but obviously, your second start here in the iSNF Cup Series. Obviously, walk us through your race. Walk us through maybe what you could have done differently to maybe get that win over Cody Meadows tonight.
Yeah, started 29th. So didn't qualify, but avoided the wrecks, played some decent strategy, stayed out on one of those pit stops where everybody else decided to pit. And luckily was okay on fuel thanks to all the cautions. But was up there kind of around that like the whole last 20 laps, ran a good race. I guess the big thing is if I was going to go for that win, which I did want to obviously, but I should have went a little bit on like the backstretch, I think, because I got a hot water temperature warning and it's creeping up fast behind the 12. And as soon as I really noticed it was getting bad, that's when, as soon as the 21 got to my outside. So, I mean, I couldn't go outside then. So, yeah, did what I could to back off, try and generate a run, which just wasn't enough, even with Talladega having the start finish line later on. But still, great race, getting third and a photo finish for second.
Obviously, doing like some part time work here for the iSNF Cup Series. Obviously, ran last week at 7, had a pretty good run. I think a top 5 finish for you. Coming home here at P3, obviously, like I said, running part time, filling in for the one Mike Iskandar. What's the outlook for iSNF? Are you wanting to, run some more here, or are you okay just kind of coming in and filling in for drivers throughout the season?
I think for the rest of the season, I mean, they're in the chase right now, so it's almost done. But I think for the rest of the season, just run some sub fill-in drives. It's been fun learning team. I mean, in here, you got to be in your voice chat with your designated team. So I've met a couple different people last week and this week. Shout out to the 88 Terrence. He ran a great race today, my teammate. But yeah, mainly just doing fill-in drives and also doing their Sunday series, the O'Reilly and the starting up the truck series. So yeah, just doing fill-in drives for now. Maybe I can get a full-time team next season.
Campaigns, I definitely think yeah, and a hot ticket item that I'm gonna come and grab you pretty quickly. But we do appreciate your time up here in HVT booth and everything else. And happy to see you racing with us here in ISNF. Obviously, us in AWC. Really good driver coming to the ISNF. So, once again, congratulations, Wyatt, to you. Another great finish here. Talladega, before we let you go, anybody you want to thank, shout out, appreciate for today. Here from Alabama.
Yeah, as always, shout out my dad, but also my grandma and great grandma. They were watching live since ISNF is a little earlier. So shout out to them. Shout out to Trackhouse on ISNF, like I mentioned, the 88. Um, Terrence, Preston. Then shout out to the admins at ISNF for letting me race some substitute races for some other drivers. It's been going well so far. Only my second Cup Series start, and also thanks to you at HVTV. That's how I found out about this league. So great having another race other than AWC.
That's really cool to hear. But yeah, we appreciate your time up in the booth. Like I said, we congratulate you on your good finish tonight. Hopefully, like I said, in these part time starts, you can build some momentum and you get a full time. We appreciate your time up here and look to talk to you some here in the podium spot here.
Thank you.
All right, Roberts will come home P3. Supposed to drag in our P2 driver of Chris Otto, but as soon as someone joined, Chris moved up in the line. Talk to your P2 finisher now. Hey, Chris, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. Got a copy.
Yes, sir. How are you?
We finally get to talk to the P2 driver. It was weird. As someone joined, it bumped you down, accidentally pulled White back up, but finally get to talk to you and this whole 9 team. A really good run for you, obviously lining up side by side with Meadows there on those last couple of restarts. A lot of wrecking in the back, a lot of wrecking throughout the race. So just walk us through your race and walk us through and what got you up here into a podium position again.
Yeah, well, my race started out by me forgetting to switch my steering pinion back to a little bit stiffer for after qualifying. So I just missed the start, which wasn't the end of the world, but then got involved in a crash, got 6.5 minutes. So I just played it pretty calm for the first stage. And then got all that damage fixed, rebounded to 10th for stage 2. So I got a point there. And then, yeah, just finally for once got somewhat lucky at the end of one of these super speedway races. I took the top on that final restart because I had Isaac, who was an Alliance teammate, behind me, and then he was behind the 33, but then I had Thomas, who was, I think, behind Isaac. I think it would have worked out, but there was just, like you said, so much wrecking on that last lap that the top side just died, and I had no momentum, so I had to just fall back in line and see what I could do on the last lap, and it just wasn't enough. I was hoping the one of Wyatt. I was hoping he was going to take take Cody a little bit higher, or I was hoping Cody was going to block him a little bit higher, I guess. That way I could kind of get behind Cody and then squeeze underneath him and hopefully beat him to the line. But he protected that bottom pretty well, and I just didn't have a big enough run to get there. But yeah, all in all, I mean, after the first 25 laps of this race, P2 is good. Shorten that gap on Thomas again a little bit this week. I think he'll still be the leader by a little bit here in the points, but I just need to be consistent. I've pretty much erased the gap that I had going into the chase with the win at Kansas and the second place here. So just need to keep plugging away. And I think it's either me or Thomas for this championship. I think we're both equal. There's tracks he's a little bit better at. There's tracks I'm a little bit better at, but it's going to be a fun fight, and I just hope one of us wins it, me or Thomas. So
Pretty quick, yeah. Pace right now. And that's exactly where you need to be. Doesn't matter who really about their regulation back in the pace, and I guess regulation means a little bit because you have to have that high seat that you get. Oh, but walking us through, tonight's race. Obviously, you talked about having 6.5 minutes early. We did have a fast repair this race here from Talladega. What was the mindset of trying to manage fast repair? Obviously, that I feel like almost everybody this race got caught up in something. I don't think I saw a single car throughout the whole race. What's that mentality of just trying to save that fast repair for the perfect time?
yeah, I mean, for me with these super speedway races, especially Daytona Talladega, it changes a little bit at Atlanta. But if I get involved in something early and I can still drive the car, I am never going to use that fast repair. I will just sit in pit road every caution and repair it because I just know there's going to be cautions. Um, and yeah, I typically won't use my fast repair until stage 3. If I can prevent it, then that's my ultimate goal. And I'm sitting here still in my car on pit road with my fast repair left. So I didn't use it. Probably could have, I guess, to maybe get some stage 1 points, but I didn't want to risk it. It's a safety net that they give us for these super speedway races, and taking it that early into the race is just, it eliminates that safety net. I can't be as aggressive. I don't think I'm wrecking people aggressive, but I can be really aggressive at these super speedways and run up front, and that takes that ability out of my hands a little bit because I don't want to get involved in another wreck and then just be screwed after that. So
Trying to save it. You have to sit down pits, but regardless, I mean, you're gonna have to use it, and that's ultimately, I think, the good goal of having a successful race and not have to fast repair. But still come home P2. You talk about closing the gap to Thomas. Thomas, even though called that a bad race, a P11 finish. I mean, a lot of people would be happy for that, but for Thomas, that's definitely a down day. He's consistently a top 3 car, at least at the end here. So, but you shrinking the points gap will definitely make it a little bit competitive, and obviously Cody winning that will also kind of help kind of resurge his ability to maybe get to you guys. It's going to be hard for him 5 in points, but it's going to be interesting
yeah,
to see how YouTube duke it out there throughout the regular season, but still coming out hopping, beating that 24 is ultimately there. So a good finish for you in this spot. So Chris, congratulations on another good finish. Obviously, almost got that back to back here from Talladega, but one short, but still a good run for you. Congrats on that. Before I let you go, anybody you want to think shout out or appreciate for this win tonight, for the second place finish here from Talladega?
yeah, thanks. And like I said, this has been a great start of the chase. I've had 2 podium finishes, or 3 podium finishes now all year, and 2 of them were wins. So I'm finding consistency at the right times. So it's a great thing. But yeah, just thank you guys up there in the booth. You do a great job. Always look forward to going back and watching these races. My team owners over at Redline Racing can't run their colors here in this league, but just let them know I always support them. They always support me. So and just all the fans out there watching.
Definitely 10 words up here now. But we'll drag you back down. Get ready for next week, as got a championship to go race for. But we appreciate your time up here in HPTV. Once again, congratulations on
Yeah, thanks.
Chris Otto comes home P2. Obviously, we usually do 1, 2, 3, but I mean, stuff happens, and We messed up with the order there, but not too much of a difference there. But it's time to go through on official results here for Talladega, and we'll call it a night here from look at your talk to your top three finishers tonight. Cody Meadows, Chris Otto, and Wyatt Roberts. Don Blazier comes home with the top four after that whole big scuffle there at the end. Good run for Don. Obviously, we saw him get hooked upside into the catch fence earlier this race and able to come back to a top 5 position. Joey Berge, saw him racing up there trying to race for the win there. Unfortunately, just couldn't make a run happen there. Terrence Preston back there in P6. Austin Reedy P7. P8. Good run for Chris Van Maastricht back there. 38 machine. P8. Jason Steptoe P9. Angel Hernandez in his couple of starts here in the iSNF Cup Series. P10. Thomas Flynn, your points leader coming into the race. Come in at P11. Excuse me. Nicholas Johnson, P12. Blake Hollett, Isaac Wilson, Ryan Treadwell ran at top 15. 16th will go to Charles Roberson. Most of the race, honestly. Not going to get the finish he probably deserved there. Eric Jorgensen, P17. Arnold Hall in his debut. Further on back here. 19, Gonzalez. Shane Johnson runs out the top 20. Nobody else further back. 4+ laps down. John Hopley, Gabe Ledger, Craig Slaughter, Bob Wyckoff, Justin Johnson. That's going to hurt him in the point a lot. But I might honestly eliminate him from contention here. Unless something happens to the front three. Coming weeks. But Justin Johnson, P5. Terrible finish for that 22. Eugene Thorne, Jeff Weimer, Scott Trusty, Jimmy Johnson, Joey Maines, Will Austin. That's not a good finish for Will as well. He was up there somewhat in there. Well in the point for him as well. Lissa Sharp back there, P22, P33. Chuck Cobb, Rodney Roberts, Christopher Walker. And out the rest of the field tonight. Back here, Bricio, hard hit early. Chris Bishop, Taj Mahon. Qualified on the pole. Second, third to last. Steven Sear, this basically eliminates him from any. Chris and Craig Hawkins, 91. Part-time ride. Not sure for tonight's race. But what a race here from Talladega Superspeedway. Lots of cautions, lots of chaos. We didn't really see a whole lot of 3-wide action tonight, which was, I wouldn't say disappointing, but I was definitely looking forward to it. But you know, that's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles here from Talladega. And honestly, that's just the way the package is, honestly. But I think it's time to call it a night here from Talladega. Once again, a big congratulations to Cody Meadows, his second win on the season here from Talladega Superspeedway. We'll be back on the broadcasting side. We'll be back here this coming Monday for the UIS Prospect Truck Series, as it will be Riley Maxwell, Gavin Austin up in UIS in the HVTV booth as they do their debut as the lead producer and commentator / secondary. I'm excited to see what they can do, and then we'll be once again back here for the Prestige. Actually, Riley Maxwell most likely will be back here for the Prestige Cup Series here on Thursday nights. We'll be back here on Fridays for AWC. AWC Pro Series, and once again, back for the iSNF Cup Series here on Saturday evenings. No iSNF, no HVTV After Dark tonight, as almost 7:30. I need to rest my voice, so we'll be back probably next week for HVTV After Dark. So be on the lookout for that if you guys want to do some hosted racing with us here on the network. All that. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer, commentator for tonight's race here from Talladega for week 14 of the iSNF Cup Series. I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. You guys soon. If you guys are looking for any questions about HVTV in general, whether you want us producing for us or broadcast for you guys, whether you guys want to be up in the booth or produce or be a graphic designer for the network, we do have the Discord link down below. Make sure to join it and DM me on Discord. If not, Discord isn't your thing, you can also email us at hvtvbroadcasting@aol.com. We try to check that probably once a week or so. See if anybody has any interest in us through that. But besides that, once again, I hope everybody has a great rest of the night. Once again, congratulations, Cody Meadows, on his second win of the season here, Talladega. Hope everybody has a great Saturday night. Play the Cup race tomorrow as they go to Talladega as well. See you guys then. Once again, hope everybody has a great rest of the Saturday, and we'll see you on the later side for some more racing.